guess I've always been fascinated with mental health since I was a young teenager. I grew up in an environment where stigma around mental health was so pervasive that it penetrates through all stratas of society. People always associate mentally distressed people with shoutings at Woodbridge Hospital, which is now known as Institute of Mental Health. The negative connotation of being associated to IMH, the amount of barriers in place for someone trying to seek help with their mental health struggles was just unbelievable. And there are many reasons why I started Huddle Humans, but let me tell you two main reasons. The first is that I've personally suffered a trauma when I had anxiety issues in my teen years and had nowhere to turn to. I finally gathered all my courage to visit the doctor, but eventually was rejected because I was alone and my parents weren't there with me. And that was it. I got zero help. This experience made me wonder how many of our youths have gone through or are currently going through similar experiences, keeping their mental health struggles to themselves, and finally, after a long time of building confidence, decide to take a step forward to seek support, but are constantly being rejected because of stigma and bureaucratic policies. The second reason is raw passion. I was very lucky to have found my passion in mental health at the tender age of 19, where people would usually be out partying or doing all sorts of other teenager things. It was my internship at IMH back in 2017, where I had the opportunity to be on the ground and interact with mentally diagnosed patients. I remember how my interactions with them were some of the most genuine interactions I have ever had in my life, which was completely opposite to how I was brought up to view people with mental health struggles. And it was because of this experience in IMH that made me want to change the flawed perception of people with mental health conditions being viewed as crazy, criminals, or even having a poor upbringing. So yes, I did not want anyone to feel alone in their mental health struggles to get cast aside again. And that is why I decided to quit my studies in psychology to build a global mental health platform in Huddle Humans.
So powerful, your story. Don't you agree, Sien?
Absolutely. But Viaano, I want to know, did you just launch into starting a platform? I mean, were there sort of initial steps that you took before this happened?
Yes. As I said, when I graduated from my poly back in 2017, I was inspired by my mentors at IMH, doctors, psychologists, social workers. And, I immediately went into conscription, military conscription for 2 years. And that was when I worked on it and where, I built it, on all my spare time on the weekends. And yeah, that's basically it. And then it just grew from there. And since COVID, it's just been nonstop. We have a lot of people that are joining because of that. We are talking more about mental health now. Yeah.
Correct. But this is 2021 compared to just a few years back even, there are a lot more mental health startups as well. So whilst there absolutely is no competition, how is Huddle Humans different from what the rest provide?
All right, let me give you just 3 very simple reasons why we are completely different. Number 1, we are truly global. Our team hails from every continent in the world: Africa, Europe, North and South Americas, Asia, Oceania. In fact, we have just recently secured our partners and offices in both Japan and the Middle East, where suicide rates are sky high and mental health is still very much looked down upon there. Number 2, we have a sticky community and we listen to them.